Good evening, folks. The new poll is out, and it has Ohio State number 1, Penn State number 2, LSU number 3, Oregon number 4, Miami number 5, Georgia number 6, Texas number 7, Notre Dame number 8, Illinois number 9, Florida State number 10, South Carolina number 11, Clemson number 12, Oklahoma number 13, Iowa State number 14, Tennessee number 15, Texas A&M number 16, Ole Miss number 17, number 18 South Florida, number 19 is Alabama, number 20 is Utah, number 21 is Texas Tech, number 22 Indiana, number 23 Michigan, number 24 Auburn, number 25 Missouri. Okay, looking at these final scores kind of gives you the idea that maybe some of them really don't deserve to be there, but yet some do. I mean, Alabama, for instance, 73-0 stomping of Louisiana Monroe. Ohio State and Penn State both did a shutout. Ohio State stomped Grambling State 70-0. And then Penn State, who took care of business with Florida International 34-0, but that wasn't until late, so I'm kind of concerned about Penn State. One of these days they might lose. They may lose to Ohio State, which is my next assumption. I mean, that's literally what I'm looking at here. They got Villanova next. Ohio State will host Ohio Bobcats. Now, what really catches my eye is LSU. They took on Louisiana Tech and only won 23-7. Now, they'll host Florida in the next game, who got upset by South Florida 18-16 in a last-second field goal. Now, Miami, on the other hand, who had a bye, ended up beating, who actually won 45-3 over Bethune Cookman, 45-3. They'll host South Florida, who seems to be a very quiet team. They seem to be a team that's a very, very quiet team. They upset Boise State 34-7, stomping them in hard fashion, and they ended up pulling out a fast one underneath the rug of these guys. Now, who knows what South Florida will pull here? They might actually beat Miami. I mean, Miami hasn't been this legit since 2002. Was the last time they were actually this good. Or has been known to be good. Or really that good at all. That was the last time they were ever good. Then you look at Illinois, who pretty much finally took care of business in the second half against Western. They will host Western Michigan. They took care of business with Duke 45-19. And then you got Florida State, who just took care of business with East Texas A&M 77-3. They will host Kent State. South Carolina, who took care of business with South Carolina State 38-10, will host Vanderbilt. Clemson, who came from behind 16-0 at halftime to score 27 unanswered, beats Troy 27-16, will travel to Georgia Tech. Oklahoma and Michigan. Oklahoma takes care of business with Michigan 24-13. They will travel to Temple. Now, Michigan, they looked very weak on these circumstances, considering they have the top recruit in the nation. And when I say a top recruit, meaning their quarterback. Their quarterback looked like a rookie. And I mean a rookie that just came out of high school and started playing. He went 9 of 24 for 142 yards. He's lucky he didn't throw a single interception. for that matter. Very lucky. This guy could have easily thrown lots of interceptions, but he's lucky he didn't even throw an interception. He had lots of opportunities. He went 21 of 31 last week. Threw the ball around like crazy. But what's really sad is they were a 5-point underdog against Oklahoma. And Oklahoma ends up putting 11 points more on this game. 24-13. But what's really sad is 34-point favorites against New Mexico. And they come in and only win by 17. 34-17. Final score against New Mexico. But now, on to our next stat. Oregon dominates Oklahoma State. 69-3. They will travel to Northwestern. And then another scary stat. Georgia, who beats Austin Peay 28-6, will travel to Tennessee. Alabama, who trounced Louisiana Monroe 73-0, will host Wisconsin. And Utah, who destroyed Cal Poly 63-9, will travel to Wyoming. Texas Tech, who beat Kent State 62-14, will host Oregon State. Indiana, who destroyed Kennesaw State 56-9, will host Indiana State. So pretty much a civil war there. But Michigan will host Central Michigan. So this should make them turn it around and be able to make things up. Now Auburn, who beat out Ball State 42-3, will host South Alabama and see who actually plays the better game there. So I look for South Alabama to pull off some kind of not necessarily South Alabama. I look for Auburn to destroy South Alabama. And then you got Missouri, who got away from Kansas 42-31 in the last. They take on Louisiana Lafayette. So that looks to be a good one. Now, Notre Dame will be hosting Texas A&M after Texas A&M pretty much took care of business with Utah State 44-22. And Ole Miss took care of business with Kentucky 30-23. So, but what's these scores? But Texas beat up San Jose State, but not the way I thought they would. 38-7. But Notre Dame's last game was with Miami, only letting Miami win by a field goal, 27-24. But I don't know. I'm not necessarily bought on Notre Dame. Who do you think stands out in the top 25? Let me know down in the comments down below. Honestly, I'm not really bought on. I still think Michigan's about where they need to be. I really don't see them going any higher than that. And once they get beat by Ohio State, I see them being out. I don't know if they'll beat Nebraska, honestly, because Nebraska's got some talent there. After they put up a good 68-0 beat down of Akron. But then again, that's Akron. But I'm not saying Akron's weak by all means. But I think they'll put up some good numbers in the next time around. But they're a pretty decent team this year, I think. So, with that being said, we're gonna do some more stats tomorrow. With that being said, hit the like button, hit the bell for notifications. With that being said, I'm out of here. Peace.